Power Rangers Beast Morphers. So despite all the obvious signs that this is going to be bad, a lot of fans actually think that Beast Morphers is actually a good idea, and they're actually excited for it. They're even claiming it's going to be a sequel to RPM. Seriously? RPM? Arguably the most well-done and well-loved series of Power Rangers with a perfect mix of action, drama, comedy, suspense, mystery, and fourth wall breaking?
I assume you're referring to the residual energy runoff that is sometimes necessary to clear the suit's biofield channels during the
I'm referring to the 6-story high fireballs like that one, right there.
A perfectly written post-apocalyptic storyline with multi-layered characters and villains that actually feel like a threat to the universe instead of just the same tired old aliens taking over the world garbage. You people really want to soil something so great with this shit? With leather suits, sunglasses, a stupid name, and morphing animal drugs that somehow create secret ops spies? Especially in this Neo-Saban era where all they do is daddy issues, stupid villains, Christmas specials, and everybody constantly smiling and having fun like they don't have a care in the world. Here are some of the theories I've heard. 1. The plot sounds a lot like RPM. Which is true, some of it sounds like a direct rip-off of RPM. The writer and producer in charge of the show will be Jude Lin, the same guy who wrote RPM, as well as Ninja Steel. Now I don't think I need to explain to you why that's a bad thing. Also, the evil sentient computer virus that they'll be fighting will be Vengeance from RPM because it somehow survived in the Red Ranger's Morpher at the end of RPM. That was really just a plot twist. They could very easily come up with a different evil robot, just like they kept using different invading aliens instead of keeping the same ones every season. If it really is Vengeance, then they'd have to give a very, very good reason as to why Dr. K couldn't stop it before it came back. And finally, the morphing grid. Look, RPM already broke the fourth wall with this, and giving a very funny explanation of it. Obviously, this would be great, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a sequel. The morphing grid has been mentioned many times in the show, and it's very easy to figure out. During Mighty Morphin, Zordon mentions it almost every time he talks about morphing or power transfers and all that other shit. It's clearly just the CGI green screen dimension, if you want to call it that, where the Rangers change into their costumes. Even little kids can figure that out. Seriously people, we don't need all these constant throwbacks to the older seasons of Power Rangers. The show has already done that plenty of times.
Did you ever hear of the Power Rangers?
Yeah, who hasn't?
Well, guess what? You be them.
No way! Ever since I was a little kid, I always wanted to be a... That's what it takes.
Yes, see? I knew it, dude. I was right. Power Rangers are real.
You're Andros. The Red Ranger. I was there. The day you and the Rangers saved the Earth.
Aren't you a little old for this, Tommy?
I may be old, but I can still pull it off.
I was starting to wonder whether you'd show up at all.
You didn't think I was gonna let you do this without the original Red Ranger, did you?
Despite all these sequel theories, it won't happen. The first line of the synopsis says it all. In the future, a secret agency combines a newly discovered substance called Morphers with animal DNA to make the Power Rangers Beast Morphers. Now, how can morphing be a new discovery when Dr. K already figured out how to do it? How can this giant plot hole exist if it's supposed to be a sequel to RPM? Also, why do they need to mix drugs with animal DNA to morph? It sounds like this is supposed to turn the Rangers into animals. Maybe that's where the leather suits come from. Maybe they're just using cow DNA for those suits. Great message for the kids. Just like when you told them it's okay to steal as long as you say that you're poor. But honestly, I just don't care about this shit anymore. Power Rangers is a kid's show. Now I know you guys hate hearing that, and I know you hate admitting that, but it's true. Now that doesn't mean the writing has to be lazy, and that doesn't mean you shouldn't watch it. But it doesn't change who it's made for. Kids are not looking for some kind of context or continuity for stuff that was around before they ever started watching Power Rangers that only the adult fans would appreciate. They just want to see people in colorful costumes jumping around, doing karate and acrobatics, and using giant robots.